Hi, I'm Maria Menounos, and you're watching Newbie, the show you're forced to watch when you get to the theater too early. Here on First Look, we give you the first look at the hottest new movies. Here's a first look at the new Harry Potter. Wow, a new Harry Potter? Ginny, I've got to go.
Where?
The ministry needs me.
What will you become?
I don't know. I'd pay to see that. Now, a word from our sponsors.
Aren't you tired of that boring trail mix?
Yeah?
Why don't we make your snack a little more interesting? Or should I say, interessante?
How?
With Trail Mix. Nuts, raisins, and M&Ms? No! How about hot Cheetos, corn, and chamoy candy? Now with nacho cheese and jalapenos included. The perfect snack for any occasion.
Yummy!
Now available at your theater lobby concession.
We have one more Newbie exclusive first look for you, and then we'll get into your feature presentation. Roll it!
What's up? It's been a while. Luckily, nothing has happened in the Swancorner or DGD scene while I've been gone. So that's nice. What we have for you today is a very special treat. It's a first look. The first ever first look on Swancorner, which is awesome and I feel honored. So I did a review of an little album called Bounce Energy Hear Me Out by Lady Radiator. In the card right there. And go watch it after this video, of course. And Kenny Collette, the singer of Lady Radiator, reached out to me and he was like, hey man, I got this new band. We would love for you to do a review of our album before it comes out. And that's what like famous YouTubers get to do. So I was like, yes, dude, I'll fucking do that for sure. Let me hear it. So he sent me an exclusive first look at Tiny Ship's new album, Peak. That's his new band, Tiny Ships. And their new album, Peak, is going to come out this September. So we got a Swancorner exclusive first look. And it's just an honor to get a first look at an album and be able to give my honest review. So that's what I'm going to do. No bias. But before the review, I just want to give a little backstory about Kenny Collette's like journey and how he went from Lady Radiator to Tiny Ships. So after Lady Radiator, this is like 2007-ish, late 2000, late aughts. Kenny took a mental health break after Lady Radiator to really focus on himself. And during that time, he wrote a lot of like dark stuff lyrically. And he released that under the name Lazarus Wilde. You can go listen to that stuff on Spotify. It's really good, really dark. It's the precursor to Tiny Ships for sure, because a lot of that material would come over to Tiny Ships later on. And that album is called The Condition of Human Dilemma. So after the Lazarus Wilde stuff, Kenny went through some more mental health issues, and he had a lot of this like really dark material that he wanted to release, but he wanted to do it with a full band backing him. So he looked to some of his friends that he had made along his like musical journey with Lady Radiator and all the other acts that he's played with. And that would be bassist Mike Bell and drummer Colleen. And they were kicking some stuff around in the studio and back and forth, but then COVID happened. But they had put together a good track listing, so they had booked some studio time as a band. But a little before they started recording, Kenny sent Mike and Colleen all of his Lazarus Wilde stuff, and they were like, dude, this is the album. This is what we got to do this. We got to do this with a full band. So they took that Lazarus Wilde material and they went all in on recording, and what came out of that was Peak, this album that I'm about to review that is going to come out in September, and I get a first look at it. It's so awesome, and you're going to love it. There are already 2 singles out, so go listen to those. Fear the Blur and You're Not Right. They're on Spotify at least. I mean, that's what I use. But, you know, they're on like probably iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, all that good stuff. And they're about to release a 3rd single and like officially announce the album and a show in New Jersey. So be looking out for that announcement. And with that, let's get into Peak. So we got the first track, Fear the Blur. That's one of the singles, and that's the song that I played in the intro. And the first thing we notice that this is alt rock. This is not like metalcore or swancore or whatever. This is like alt rock, like good, almost pure alt rock. It's really in that vein. And this first song, Fear the Blur, it comes out, it's really big and hard sounding, and it's like alt rock. It's like pretty unique. Even though it's really hard, I've said even though it's hard a million times. Even though it's hard, it still has those beautiful moments that give you the little flutters in your chest, you know? When it drops down into Heroes Won't Come Save Me, it's just like, it's such a light. And it's so dark, too. Heroes Won't Come Save Me. And it's like so uplifting. The music is so uplifting, but the lyrics are really dark. And this song in particular is really dynamic. It's got the really hard, and then the beautiful open up, and then the acoustic, and then back to the beautiful. And something in this album, it's a new one for a Swancorner album. It's a new one for me. I actually paid attention to the lyrics. Yeah. And they're very fucking dark. Very dark. And the lyrics in Fear the Blur give such a sense of despair that this uplifting piece of the music is such a light. And it's really like the only light that we get, because the lyrics are not light, they are dark. Track 2 is You're Not Right, and this is the 2nd single that they have. Definitely go listen to it. This is a standout track for me. And this slow tempo intro is really reminiscent of Where Is My Mind by Pixies. And I think that's what they were going for, because the lead guitar in it is definitely like, it's definitely at least a nod to it. And that would make sense because it's like mental health related. And in this one, the chorus really stands out. It's just so heavy and it drops on you like... See, you hear that lead guitar? It's so Where Is My Mind? I really love it. And the lyrics in this one are more about like suppressing those unwanted thoughts. Dude, just lock them in the basement. Keep your feelings in. Bottle them up. Don't let them out. Lock them in the basement. What could go wrong? Track number 3 is She Sees Through Broken Glass. And this one is another standout for me. I really, really like this one. I love the chord progression on the acoustic intro. And the bass is just mixed in there so perfectly well that it doesn't overpower it. It just like thickens it perfectly. Mike did a good job on that one. In the beginning of the song, the vocals just glide so perfectly, and they have this build up, such a great build up, and then ooh, nope, we're teasing you. Hold on. Build up, build up, build up, build up, and then finally And that payoff is so awesome. Kenny just lets it all out with the belting vocals and the drums. Colleen on drums is so badass. She makes it so epic. And the lyrics on this one are a little more abstract, I think, or maybe I'm just stupid, but it feels more like retreating into yourself and like a you against the world type feeling. But that's what I got from it. Next up, number 4, we've got Feed Into Sound. And this one has another good acoustic intro. That establishing melody on the acoustic guitar is really, really good. This one's a little more fast-paced. We've got the drums really driving it and leaning us forward the whole time. And I don't know what it is, but for some reason I'm thinking a lot of like reds and oranges and a circus tent. I don't know why. I have weird images in my head when I listen to music sometimes. It's weird. And I got my notes here and it just says drums go off Colleen. So yeah, listen to those drums. The lyrics in this one really resonate with me because it talks about like dreamlike and going through life like it's a dream when you feel depressed, I'm guessing, and trying to reach out but not being able to. And it reminded me of when I would have episodes of depersonalization, derealization, and it just captures that feeling of like being outside yourself, seeing the world as if it is a dream, or feeling like you're going through it as a dream and just nothing seems real. And it's like a really difficult emotion to capture, especially in music. I can't even describe it very well with words. So the fact that they captured that with music is really powerful, and I enjoy this song for that reason. Next up at number 5, we got Tiny Ships in Glass Bottles. This one's a little different. We got synth drums, which is a little jarring. At first, when I first listened to this album, I was like, ooh, what is that? That's different. I don't like different. I don't like change. But it turns out the song's actually good, so past me, fuck off. But the synth drums with the vocals, the melodies that Kenny uses, remind me of Fucking Whatever, Anthony Green's group, and that's a huge plus. I love them. We got this like synthy, like producey type stuff, and then it just like goes fucking hard, like noisy hard. And then after that wild ass part, it just goes back to the chill, cool synth, and it's really good mood change, just left turn. And the lyrics in this one, they're really sensory. Like they talk about the sight, the sound, and it made me feel like I was in a sensory deprivation tank. I've never been in one, but I feel like this is what it would feel like. But then when the noisy part comes in, it's like I'm talking to a demon. Up at number 6, we've got Angor Anime. Angor Anime.
Angor Anime.
It means you feel like you're dying. It's a condition where you feel like you're dying. I think this one has probably the best like synergy between lyrics and music because the drums are like a heartbeat and the music around it is just pure alt rock. It's just like the core textbook alt rock with a twang, which I like, but it really lets the drums and the lyrics shine in this one, and it feels like someone's first panic attack. Listening to this album brought back some like really powerful memories for me. I can only remember like one really bad panic attack I've had, and it definitely felt like this song. But this one seems like someone's first panic attack, and it just brought me back to that time in college. But the reason for this person's panic attack, be it Kenny or the character of the song, comes from not feeling accomplished. That's such a universal feeling that we've all felt. Am I not doing enough? And this song just encapsulates all that feeling, just building up so much that you have a panic attack. And lastly, number 7, we have My Dark Passenger, and we get these like huge jungly drums and bass in the beginning, and it's just this whole song, not just the intro, but the whole song feels really empty in like a thematic way, like you're empty emotionally, so the song is empty. And later on, like towards the middle, you get this break with like a chuggy guitar, and it's like, okay. But then the drums come in, and it's so badass. Like the feeling that invokes is really twisty, but also still empty. So it's empty and twisty. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. It's just good. We got some really good vocal melodies too throughout, and it ends on this really hard shit that just feels like you're taking a stand. And that's the end of the album. So, Tiny Ships, Peak, 2024. What do I think of it? Well, overall, the biggest takeaway I have is that it made me take the music seriously, and I actually listened to the lyrics, which I don't think since Wake by Hail the Sun I've ever like really paid attention to the lyrics and been like, oh my god, these lyrics, dude. But oh my god, these lyrics, dude. Musically, it's really solid. The drums do stand out. They're awesome. But it's more of the music is there to support the lyrics. Mike on bass and Colleen on drums are there to lift up the songwriting and add to it thematically. And I think they do that really beautifully. Like there's fast-paced moments and more chill moments, but the real standout is the lyrics. Like they want you to listen to the lyrics, which I did for once. And lyrically, it's very dark and kind of hopeless. I don't know, the lyrics are kind of hopeless, but the music kind of lifts it up and maybe gives you a little bit of hope, which is a good dynamic. But the bad place that Kenny Collette, the singer, was in when he wrote these songs is very evident in the lyrics. Like I can feel his pain, I can feel what he was going through. It really comes through. But if I had to give it a number, let me be honest. When I first listened to the album, I was like, oh man, this is like, I don't know, this is like a 7. I don't know. But then I really listened to the lyrics, and with everything coming together, lyrics and music, and actually paying attention, it's definitely an 8. Like 8 out of 10, it's my final verdict. Whatever, numbers are ambiguous. Who cares what I think? Listen to it for yourself when it comes out in September. It's definitely worth a listen. Ooh, what if it came out on my birthday? That'd be awesome. September 6th. Maybe you could release it then. I don't know. Good birthday present. But be on the lookout for that. Tiny Ships, follow them on Spotify. Make sure you have all the notifications on or whatever. I'll put all the links in the description. But be on the lookout. And this was a Swancorner First Look. I don't want to wink. That's weird. Bye. That just feels like you're taking a really hard shit